Hi, my name is Paula and I'm 9 years old. I'm a very lucky girl because I'm lucky to have a twin sister. Her name is Andrea. We always do everything together. We study, we play, we walk. Although I have to confess one thing to you. My little sister has a somewhat dark side that I don't like. She enjoys doing harm to animals. She rips out their legs, their eyes. She ends up killing them, and that amuses her. One day, for example, we were playing in the area of a river near our house. Suddenly, I saw my sister who was crouching down and plotting something. When I got closer to her, I could see that she was tearing the heart out of a poor little bird. I yelled at her and asked her to stop, but she didn't listen. I tried to snatch it away, and we both ended up falling into the river. Shortly after, everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I was at home. I didn't remember what had happened. My parents asked me to rest. I had drowned in the water. Luckily, they found us. My mother came out of my room sobbing, probably from fright. And right after, my sister walked in. She told me that she was very worried about me. She was glad to see me awake at last. Within a few days, everything was back to normal. Well, not exactly the same, no. They no longer let us leave the house alone, nor go near the river. Although we used to sneak away. My sister continued with her usual antics. Her latest exploits consisted of putting food on the road and causing animals such as cats or dogs to be run over. Furthermore, this was the cause of several car accidents. The police began to investigate who was behind it, from what I saw on the news. Andrea made me promise not to tell anyone. And I didn't. I didn't want her to go to jail, of course. We were talking about it when our mother came into the room. Afraid in case she had heard her, my sister hid behind the door. Mom asked who I was talking to, and I told her I was talking to myself. The truth is that I hid it very well because she didn't find out. At that moment, she told me that I was going to have a new baby brother. She was pregnant. I was very happy and hugged her. But who was not amused by his news was my twin sister. She was very jealous and angry. She began to throw everything on the floor, breaking dolls and toys. Time passed and my sister continued to do bad things. She tried over and over again to make our mother lose the baby. When our parents asked me who did it, I never blamed Andrea because I didn't want to be punished, and in the end, they scolded me. The last of her pranks was the worst. She made our mother fall down the stairs when her belly was already huge. I went down crying to help her, and at that moment my father came in and asked me what I had done to her. I told him that it hadn't been me. It was Andrea's thing. She had thrown her away. My father, with a pale face, told me that my little sister had died in the river. Suddenly, all the memories began to come to my mind. That fateful day, Andrea had died and only I had been saved. My imagination made me see her always with me because I was not prepared to part with her. All those antics, it had been me. I put food on the road so that the animals died. I had tried to make my mother lose the baby. The death of my sister made me create a double personality, the good and the bad. When she died, I took her role, even though I had overstepped the bounds. That's what my doctor told me. They locked me up, but I managed to escape from the center and went back to my house, where my parents were with that baby who had stolen my place. Andrea whispered to me, "Come on, come in." And then we entered the house through the back door. They were happy. They left us locked up and abandoned. When the baby was left alone, we went into the room and covered his face with a pillow. But Dad came in and shot. Now there are 2 graves where my parents cried. It's not my new little brother's. He didn't die. It was me. But now Andrea is waiting for me, and I will always have her love, the greatest I've ever had between sisters. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.